Fellow students, thank you very much for welcoming our honored guest with such energy, such zeal. This is an honor, I'm sure, to her as well, to see a house full of young people welcoming her with the energy that she surely expects from young people. So, comrades, we're about to start with our program as our mother has arrived to share her wisdom with us. So I beg your undivided attention as we move on with the program. Thank you very much, comrades.
Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bambi Stewart. I am a student here at the university, and I also work within the civil society space, and I work for a human rights organization. I would like to welcome you once again and thank you for your patience this afternoon. Mine is just to welcome you all to this afternoon's Human Rights Dialogue. The theme for this year is the struggle to social and economic transformation in post-apartheid South Africa. I would like to welcome our honored guest and the keynote speaker, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, who's the former chairperson of the African Union. I would also like to observe protocol and welcome the Minister of Home Affairs, Prof. Hlengiwe Mkhize, and all other dignitaries in the room. I would also like to welcome university management, student leadership, and the students within the room. Thank you very much. I will hand over to Carol Crosley, who will give our official welcome.
Thank you, Bambi. Good afternoon, students. Good afternoon, colleagues. I'm representing the Dean of Students, who unfortunately was not able to be here today, so I'm acting on her behalf. And on behalf of university management, to welcome you to the university, for many of us that we call our home. And I thought it would be helpful just to share with you very briefly, for some people who don't know what DLU does, who perhaps don't have enough details on Golden Key Honor Society. And really for those two groups to come together and to celebrate on an occasion like this, I think is very meaningful, because both DLU is really creating a platform for students to express themselves in terms of their leadership, in terms of their own personal growth. And I think Golden Key also from an academic perspective, but not only from an academic perspective, but also encourages that growth of students in terms of their own leadership capacities. And it is useful for you to know that Golden Key is a non-profit organization. It's registered in over 400 universities worldwide. In South Africa, there's a strong, what we call a strong chapter. I think it's one of 15 chapters in South Africa. And certainly it allows for the advancement of academics, leadership, and service. And really in South Africa, it's touched the lives of over 110,000 students. And I really would like to just say, on behalf of university management, on behalf of the Dean of Student Affairs, welcome to Wits, and we look forward to celebrating this auspicious occasion with you. I do ask in advance your forgiveness. I have to unfortunately leave at 4:30. I have another prior commitment, but I would like to really just say welcome to Wits and look forward to some meaningful dialogue. Thank you.
Just before our SRC president gives us an address and a welcome from student leadership, a bit of housekeeping on my side. We have a hashtag for today's event for those of us who are on Twitter, social media. So if you'd like to keep the conversation going outside of the room, even once the formal program has ended, it is hashtag Wits, HRD 2017. The Twitter page for DLU is at SDLU_Wits. The other hashtag is rights in name only. I'll repeat the hashtags once again. Wits, HRD 2017, so that stands for Human Rights Dialogue. The other hashtag is rights in name only. Thank you very much. I'll hand over to the SRC president, and then I will give you a bit of context and anchor the discussion for today.
Thank you very much to the program director, to our honored guest, Mam Zuma, Mam Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, doctor, yes. But because, you know, we subscribe to decolonization, so we must acknowledge her as our mother. So, Mam Dr. Dlamini-Zuma, to the registrar of the university, Ms. Carol Casley, to the leadership in front of me, Yamkela Fanisa, as well as to the leadership of DLU, as well as to the student representative that's here today, to comrades, to fellow students. Welcome to this auspicious ceremony of celebrating human rights. It is very important that we always reflect where we come from, because the past and the future is shaped by the history. And today we are given an opportunity to drink from the wells of knowledge and wisdom, not only domestically, but internationally. It therefore means that we are going to learn the importance of international solidarity, because this issue of human rights does not affect us only as South Africans, but it affects us as Africans in the global community. And therefore, today we are going to get the extensive knowledge about the sufferings of also our brothers and sisters, and why as young people we need to stand up and ensure that we fight for our rights. This particular ceremony comes at the time where young people are in a revolution for fighting for their rights, for their right to education. And we hope that Mam Dlamini-Zuma will also give us strength with her wisdom to continue fighting for this particular fight, so that we can ensure that our brothers and sisters can also be afforded the same opportunities that we are afforded, not as a privilege, but as a human right. We hope to hear today from Mam Dlamini-Zuma, as well as the minister. I hope that she will partake in this particular discourse on how economic freedom can be aligned with human rights. We hope to hear those provocative answers to the questions that young people have, so that they can shape our struggle, so that they can help us to define our own struggle as the young generation. Because indeed the liberation movement did play its part by ensuring that we get the political power. But it is our right and our responsibility to ensure that we make sure that the second phase of radical transformation takes place by taking our rightful responsibility in ensuring that we fight this fight for economic freedom for our people. So it is through this wisdom that we'll be able to shape our own struggle and stand up and make sure that we fight them. We will not win the war, but there are some battles that we will win. And it is from this wisdom that will gather strength and ensure that we collaborate with each other to ensure that the revolution of young people reaches its destination. And finally, Mam Dr. Dlamini-Zuma, I hope you will also teach us how to treat each other with dignity and respect, not as a privilege, not as a charity case to each other, but as ensuring that we strengthen the notion of human rights by not infringing on each other's rights, by making sure that we treat our sisters with respect, in the understanding that we are not enemies. We are in fact comrades in the same struggle for economic emancipation as well as the liberation of a black child in this particular country and the global community. Comrades, I do not wish to bite too much of the time of the conversation that must happen here. But those are my short words of welcome to you. Thank you very much. Learn as much as you can, because the role of young people is to learn, and learn.